And Bernie Sanders does it again. So the Democratic Forum, you guys, it was amazing. I thought it was really good. I was surprised by how good it was. But first off, you have to give credit where credit is due. Rachel Maddow, wow. I mean, she is probably the most progressive TV host or whatever person. She's probably the most progressive, but she asked the right questions, the hard questions, which I'm very happy about. I was a little iffy about the whole forum situation because I thought it would be boring. I thought it wouldn't get as much done. I thought we wouldn't see the differences between the candidates at all because it would just be talking point after talking point after talking point. But surprisingly, the forum, I felt as though we learned a lot more because instead of the 10 seconds or 30 seconds you get to answer a policy question, you had your time, you had your minute, you had your 2 minutes to answer, and you really got to see, this is the candidate I want to do. This is what I believe in. This is what he's saying. This is what she's saying. So I really did like the forum. I thought it was much more educational. And the fact that if you look at the Republican side, they argue with each other. So missing out on the entire debate situation, a forum for the Republicans wouldn't work because there's no one to fight with. But the Democrats, if you watch the last debate, they don't argue. They just say, this is what I believe. This is what I believe. There was a little bickering there, here and there, but it wasn't anything major. And I didn't think we missed anything. In fact, I thought this was much better. So starting off, Martin O'Malley, I didn't know much about him before really he started, before the last debate. I thought he did okay. I wasn't surprised by him. I didn't think he did amazing. He wouldn't get my vote. He wouldn't lose my vote. He wasn't someone on my mind, but he didn't do anything to make me change my mind on him. I thought he did well. I was surprised about some positions that he did have. He is more progressive than I thought he would be with all the change in the gun laws he did in was it Baltimore, Maryland? One of the two. He was the mayor. He was the mayor there. The gun stuff he did. Whatever he did I don't know. I wasn't paying attention to him, to be honest. I was at work at the time. Moving forward, so him generally, Martin O'Malley generally was very much like a politician. It never seemed like very personable. It seemed everything was so staged. I remember a few points throughout the questioning, he would take 10 seconds of just a break. He would just take a 10-second break, and what he would say would be so PC. It would be so like, this is a talking point. Everything that came out of his mouth sounded like a talking point. He is like the most typical politician, like very, I don't know. It's just not attractive anymore. I don't think in this field, Republican or Democrat right now today, being a normal everyday politician is not going to win you this whole thing. So Martin O'Malley, that was a bit about him. I really didn't expect much from him, and I didn't get much from him. So I think he's just there. Really, he's just there. I'm pretty sure he's like 2-3% in the polls, nothing more. All right. Then my homeboy Bernie Sanders. Yes, I was so happy with this forum because Bernie needs his time to talk about his policies. And when it's in a debate format, you could just one-word answers doesn't give it justice. So when he explains the things that he wanted, what he believed in, it really... And for a lot of people who don't pay attention to politics, if you just were to watch this forum, you'd be like, yes, I agree with that. Yes, I do want to stop for-profit prisons. Yes, I do want to end the fact that the 1% owns 90% of the wealth in this country. Yes, I do want to stop this campaign finance bullshit with Citizens United that gives corporations the go to give unlimited amounts of money to politicians. Yes, I want all of that to change. And he explained his policies. His weakest point by far was the gun violence. the gun issue. So he keeps going back to the fact that I'm going to bring this side together with that side. Like I was the mayor and the senator in Vermont. They're a gun state, and you need to bring gun people and people who want no guns together. And I get it. I really do get it. That's probably the only thing I don't agree with him on. But other than that, and even though it wasn't something I agree with him on, the fact that he answered it and he was clear about it and he said, this is what I believe. This is why I'm saying what I'm saying. This is what I plan on doing. And this is my history. It's so much better than someone saying, oh, we should talk about it, or just trying to swerve the question. Like, thank you for answering the damn question. Even if I don't agree with it, at least I know where you stand. And another thing about Bernie, he did absolutely amazing when it came to connecting. The crowd was cheering, roaring the entire time. Every answer he gave the crowd was behind him. Everything he said. And I thought the best line of the entire debate, the best thing he said, was when he was talking about the grumpiness, the fact that he's not a grumpy old man and that he has his grandchildren and he loves them quite a bit. Because right there and then, the fact that Bernie Sanders talks about policy every single day, all the time, and that's all you hear him talk about, it's amazing. But then you don't get that personable, like, oh man, he's a nice kind of guy. I would like him to be the president of no. But the fact that he talked about that, the fact that he had his grandkids, and it's just like right there, he opened the door to this is like, I'm a person, I'm a human being. I love my policy. I want great things for everyone in this country. But I am still a human. I have my family and I have my grandkids. And I thought that was amazing. He did absolutely amazing. He smashed the field. He won by a landslide. With that being said, we have to talk about Hillary Clinton, who is the leading Democrat right now, and leading, period. I mean, when you see the polls, her up against any of the Republicans, she beats them by 2, 3, 4, sometimes even 10 plus points. So Hillary, right? The entire time it was just boring. It was really, really boring, and more than just boring, because I don't expect talking about gun violence and talking about, just the problems America's facing to be fun and exciting. But she gave no answers. She was the most vague person there. She had no policy at all whatsoever. Everything she said was, we should have a conversation about it. We should talk about it. We should bring this group and this group together and find a middle ground. That is great. Everyone agrees with that. No one's going to say, no, we should not have a conversation about it. But we want to know, the people want to know, what do you believe? What is it that right now do you plan on doing? Because she's so... She does everything so, like, she has to think about everything so hard. And it exemplified itself when they were asking her the question of which Republican you want to be president. Answer the damn question. Who cares? Right? But she wouldn't, because it's just not. She really disappointed me. And I mean, like, I am a super Bernie. Like, I want Bernie Sanders hands down, by far, landslide, not a question. But it's so disappointing to see Hillary Clinton just be such a politician, be so unpersonable. It's everything she does is so calculated. Nothing is real when it comes to Hillary. So with that being said, when they asked her the question about money in politics, right? Not money in politics, her campaign finance and how they running amok, millions and millions of dollars in these campaigns. Or the crash, the 2008 financial crash, banking crash, whatever. She was like, yeah, I went over there and I told them to stop. Cool. What are you going to do about it? Oh, we need to bring them together with the tech companies from the West Coast together with the American people. We need to have a conversation. Cool. What are you going to do about it? I'm going to tell them to stop. Hopefully we find an answer. That doesn't say anything. When she was talking about African Americans, which was amazing, of course, obviously, I'm an African American, and it's great that the fact that she was listing all those names of Eric Gardner and the young boy who got shot in the alley. It's great that she's talking about that, but at the end, she was just like, They were like, okay, so what are you going to do about this injustice that's going on right now? What are you going to do about it? She said, oh, we need to have a conversation because this is not okay. Thank you. Thank you for telling me that. Thank you for telling me that, because that's what I needed. It was really disappointing, and that's just who she is, and she really has nothing more to her. Her goal is to become president. Her goal is not to make America better. Her goal is to become president. That is Hillary Clinton, and it's clear as day if you watch that. She will say anything and everything she will say anything to become president. Just like the what language? Spanish, right away. Obviously, she was going to say that. There's no thought about it. There's no, my cousin is German. I would like to learn, I would love to learn Swahili or French. No, nothing. It's just Spanish. I need to do that because it's what I'm supposed to say. Anyways, I can go on for days, but at the end of the day, I really like the forum setting. Rachel Maddow was absolutely amazing. Bernie Sanders killed it. Greatest ever. Thank you very much, Bernie. Like, this needs to make a difference. It's the fact, if anyone have seen this forum, I'm kind of nervous because people might have not seen the forum. But if anyone did see the forum, there's no way in hell that you can believe that he did not win. He killed it by far. Thank you guys. Come back again. Comment, subscribe, please. Tell me how you felt about it. Tell me if you saw anything different. We'll continue until we find out who our president is. Deuces.